Hi, I'm J. Lenora Bressler, and welcome to the March 2nd, 2018 edition of the Bible Delight in the Details, as we continue our look at the stories behind some of our most beloved hymns. Today we're going to look at a hymn that a lot of people love. It's called Abide With Me. And of course, it is asking the Lord to stay very close to the author through all parts of life, the good, the bad, and everything in between. The story of this little hymn takes us back to the Victorian era, where a lot of these hymns originate. There was an Anglican priest and vicar in Brixham, England. He was named Henry Francis Lyte, Lyte. He was apparently a very well-liked preacher and teacher, was very devoted to his family, and loved England, loved his homeland. However, at an early age, he had started having health problems, which often required him during the fall to leave England and go abroad to the continent for his health. In his early 50s, he was given a very difficult prognosis. He was told that he was suffering from tuberculosis. In 1847, during that summer, he was preaching and he was having trouble. The tuberculosis was starting to set in a very virulent way. And his family tried to get him to slow down. And they were rather shocked when he said that he intended to keep preaching right up until the time of his usual departure for the continent in September. The family recounts how he seemed to take great pleasure in every single day of that summer, that it felt like that he was almost stretching it out, as if he were trying to make the most of every single second. Against his family's advice, he continued to preach right up until September. In his last sermon, he said to them, "It is better to wear out than rust out." God did indeed enable him to give a final sermon on the Holy Communion that was very well received. Later that night, he placed into a trusted relative's hands his handwritten poem, Abide With Me. He went abroad, and in just a couple weeks in Nice, France, he succumbed to death. But his poem, usually sung to the melody Eventide, has certainly lasted. Although many people think of it as a funeral hymn, it is really a testament to a man who understood that God's abiding spirit empowers and enlivens every single moment and instant of life, and that we should ask God to abide with us, that he might make every moment of life to the very, very end meaningful and robust. And I, for one, agree with Pastor Lyte. It is indeed better to wear out than to rust out. I'm J. Lenora Bressler. Visit me on the next edition of the Bible Delight in the Details. Have a great weekend.